did you say? All right.
Hey, what's up? My name's Matthew Perkins, and I'm fucking sick. Oh.
Hello, this is about...
Hello there, God, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm really confused right now. It's okay. Oh, okay. Let me fix.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dread. I'm loud, and I'm very obnoxious sometimes, but that's okay. It's my brand. everyone? I'm Josh, the Dreaded TM, and these are my fellow storytellers, and we're gonna play some Through the Breach, diving into the world of Malifaux. I am so gosh dang excited to start part 2 of this story. I'm gonna throw it to everyone to welcome on in, and let you introduce the players that are sitting at the table today, the storytellers, and then we're also going to meet their characters. So let's do that with a quick description of who they are and a fun fact. I think that's a lot of fun. Okay, let's throw it up to Dag. No, got it wrong. It's this way.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
G'day guys, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place, this is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week as a professional game master running games for people. So on occasion I do some cool stuff with my friends like this amazing game. For those of you who don't know what's going on, Through the Breach is one of my favorite TTRPGs out there that is not dice-based. Holy crap, Scrappy the Goblin!
Scrappy the Goblin! Thank you so much, Scrappy!
Jeez, thank you so much for dropping that sub-bomb. But yes, Through the Breach, one of my favorite non-dice-based TTRPGs by the wonderful people over at Weird. And I get to play with my friends, which is going to be a lot of fun, and this is great. We are, for those of you who are wondering where Sirens and Silver is, Janet is currently on a tour of the US at the moment. So while she's on tour, we're just taking some time to play something else with some other friends. These friends. Friends like this guy right here underneath me. You go, Bon.
Oh, hello.
Wait.
Hi.
Dag.
Yeah.
I thought I was the host. Tell me a fun fact about your character first.
Ah, damn it.
Hey.
Got in trouble.
All right. Oh, jeez. Okay. Right. Well, my name's Dan Bailey. I'm from somewhere in England. It's still not quite sure where. I really travelled around until I eventually got my own accent. You know that can't be criticised by wankers from New Zealand. I like to say that one of my my all-time you know facts about me is that I enjoy a good fishing. Do you know that there are many different types of bass? You know, there's the great bass, the sea bass, the blue bass, the yellow river bass, the I'm gonna keep going. I do. Still
I
have that list.
believe the fun fact is that you. I'll buy it. You like fish. That's the fun fact. And that you picked up an accent. All right, well then let's start to Bon. Hey, detective, how are you, my dear friend?
Why, hello. I'm Detective Tato, and I play Felix, a young teenage boy who's also nicknamed the Boogeyman because after a while of seeing his orphan friends being taken away, he'd like to take revenge. And you know what? Sometimes it offered some really good money. And you know, my fun fact is I've known Uncle Dan for quite a while now, and all the neighbor kids come around. He usually tends to feed us a lot, and you know, we've become good friends since then. Yeah, it's been really nice. God, these figures look so cool. I love seeing like my characters like
so cool. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit in a second. But detective, well, who are you and where can we find you on the internet?
Right. I am Detective Tato. I'm pretty much all over the social media as such. I am a voice actor, a horror streamer, and soon to be, I am writing my first audio drama, which I'm going to show off at the end of the month. It'll be the first episode of that, hopefully.
Hells to the yeah. All right, we're going to throw it up to my dear friend from New Zealand, the land of the hobbits and elves and orcs, Rob.
Hello, I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I'm a Dungeon Master and TTRPG player and other nerd things full-time for a living. I am the Dungeon Master for a group called Viva the Dirt League on YouTube and on my own right on Twitch as well, doing D&D adjacent things on the daily. Today I am not D&Ding though. I'm Through the Breaching, using cards instead of dice, and I'm playing Boris. Boris is, here's a fun fact about him. Boris holds 3 world records, all related to his trapeze work in the circus. He's an acrobat and very good at it.
Let's go. All right. Okay. Moving on. At last but definitely not least, Matthew Perkins.
3 world records?
3 world records.
So good. Hey, how you going? My name's Matthew Perkins. You can call me Matty P, or you can call me Matthew Perkins. I do D&D stuff on YouTube and abroad. You can find all my stuff over at matthewperkins.net. Literally tomorrow, I have a video coming out about... okay, man, you can tell how prepared I am. I think it's about maybe the new starter set that's coming out. I want to talk about the new starter set. There's a new one coming out for D&D, and I want to talk about it.
Wait, are you sure? Are you sure that video was made?
Hey, well, I haven't filmed it yet, so
okay. Oh, okay.
I'm just
that's
predicting.
Fair.
I'm going to film it after this.
This is a prediction. Okay, cool. All right,
I'm hoping the video doesn't end up being like, I had the worst time on this night, on this stream last night. No,
let me talk about Through the Breach.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. No, in fact, neither of them. I'm going to talk about Through the Breach.
But today I'm playing a character named Monica, and a fun fact about Monica, she's a bureaucrat. I think that her first job was probably as like a parking inspector. And through that trauma of the abuse she copped in that job, she just became hard as nails. She is a bureaucrat born of fire. She's tough.
So you started that by saying a fun fact is that she's a bureaucrat that used to be a parking warden.
Oh no!
Okay, I was like,
I have very different definitions of fun.
Yeah, what
sorry,
parking warden turned bureaucrat is fun.
Okay, here's a redo. Monica also has a world record. I'm not going to tell you which. Good luck.
Is it a record that you overtook for Boris? We'll have to find out.
Are you guys just making fun of me because I missed out on my world record? Like,
you want a world record?
I mean, some sort of
not all about
very
you.
bizarre dig. No, because I know Rob listened to my podcast the other day. So I'm like,
right.
Not all about you, mate.
Yeah, isn't it? You sure? You sure, mate? Jesus.
I'm just going to quickly ask Dag to check his Zoom messages. But before you do, I'm going to explain who I am. You can find me on my Twitch channel, DreadGM. I have a TikTok. There's like 3 videos on it, but hopefully I'll start posting stuff there soon. Who knows? And YouTube, if you want to see some of my previous games in the past. In recent days, I've been reviewing the Starlight videos. We've had a lot of fun over the years, including facing down a Sirak inside of a Dreadnought. That's been crazy. But yeah, I love TTRPGs so much that I've made it my life's work. So if you want to join me on that journey, please follow me anywhere that you can search DreadGM. It's probably got something there. But yeah, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I'm very excited to delve into the world of Malifaux, and just to answer chat, Dana asked if this is Earth or Malifaux. We are in Malifaux. If people don't know, there's 2 worlds with Through the Breach. In the middle of it, there's a breach, which is a gateway between 2 worlds, Earth and Malifaux. We're going to be in Malifaux. Earth would be very interesting to explore, but usually you don't have enough time to explore a whole world. Exploring 2 worlds, we'll get there, maybe. Okay, let me just quickly see this. Okay, cool. And I just want to thank our sponsors tonight, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is an amazing mini printing company, and it's probably even one of the first. It's the go-to place to design your characters, get them printed so you can use them on your table. What's even cooler, you can actually build what you see on screen here for overlays and all that stuff. There's so much you can do with Hero Forge, and they're expanding and improving every passing day. They're amazing. We have a literal Hero Forge wizard on chat, and that's our dear friend Dag, who's done some amazing things in the space and created some awesome stuff. I got 2 Hero Forges with me now just to showcase them. Here's my dear Azalis from our Sirens and Silver game. Dag made this. He said the pose was like incredibly hard. You can see.
I got mine from that same game, Sirens and Silver.
Oh yeah.
The Raven Captain.
God, this looks so cool.
Yeah, and even if you don't use them, they're so cool just to look at. To see your characters come to life and have them forged into real life is just so flipping cool. So do us a favor, go check out their stuff. They've got so much that you can see there, and you won't be disappointed. It's out of this world and into a new world.
So this one is actually the one for Bond's character.
Oh wow!
I can't believe you actually have it in front of you. That's just beautiful happenstance.
Felix, you got to work on your posture, mate. Look at that.
Look, my back is doing too well, okay? I've had a lot of weird things happen lately, and I'm just really the end of my back.
9. I've just counted them. I've got 19 Hero Forge minis on my desk in front of me.
Yeah. See, They're awesome. You can get them. You can get them cast in metal. You can get them printed, colored. You can get them printed in different plastics. They have mount options. They have different base options. They're just so flipping cool. Look at that. Look how good that looks.
That's
What?
amazing.
Hells yeah. So go check out Hero Forge today and forge your heroes as you tell your tales. Okay, cool. With that, I think
Did
it's
you just
time
give
to...
them a tagline?
That's a great
tried.
tagline.
It's pretty
that
great.
was a very good tagline.
There you go.
Someone clip it and send it to Hero Forge.
It's off the dome. Okay, we're gonna start as we usually do at my at the Dread tables. We're going to get the players to tell me what happened last time. I find this a useful tool as a game master because what it does is it lets me see what the most pertinent information that the players sort of like have in their minds. I can use that to sort of clock where they are, what they want to do, and whatnot. Also, it gives me a chance to just get my notes in order and get started as well. But that's neither here nor there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everyone to tell me something that happened last time, and to put a little bit of Dread flavor on it, I'm going to offer everyone a draw from their twist deck if they can tell me something that happened, and you can start with an extra card today. Yeah. So who wants to draw an extra card for a recap point? Yeah.
So there
Right
we were
here,
in
this
Gundam.
guy. Okay, so we began with a cold open prologue in which our characters were not involved. We saw an explosion in a mining town where they were mining some soul stones. We then were taken into our characters all met up in an abandoned warehouse with a reporter for a bit of a rag called the Tattler. She was investigative journalist or fancied herself as one anyway. She'd gotten us all together to investigate something on her behalf. And when we all met up, she had been followed by somebody who'd rather we did not investigate these things. Leave it unsaid. Dan, Michael's character, managed to successfully intimidate these people out of the fight that was going to be prepared and planned for us, and so they didn't end up fighting us at all. They just left, and we set off on our journey, on our quest to investigate.
Hells yeah. You can now draw a twist card, Rob. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. All right. Who would like to also grab a twist card?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is I think Felix remembers is a little scared. We start running away, and we end up getting to a sewer. We're trying to find a way to find some more information about what's going on inside the deep dark depths of there. And we meet up with one of the rambunctious little orphans. I forgot what his name is, but he was just really nice and sweet and a very young child. And we go in and find ourselves kind of running through these sewers to find these group of orphans.
Hells yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a twist card. If anyone remembers that name, I'm gonna offer another twist card. Okay, who wants to go next?
Alright, so there we were, hidden underground because we were following this small child who apparently knew where we were going. And that is when we were beset upon by a large mechanical monstrosity. It began to hunt down and try to kill a bunch of these small children, and the wee lambs were being shot at by this large harpoon that, not the fanciest of harpoons, I've got to say. I'm becoming more Scottish as I'm going along. But
I was going to say, I thought you said you're from England.
I am from, again, this very make-believe place called New West
England.
Scotland.
New England.
New England, yes. I'm from New England, and we like chowder. So there we were, and then this big robot, she's firing harpoons and then doing all that, when I think it was Monica that actually jumped up and ripped its guts out, put a bomb inside of it, exploded the damn thing. Was that you?
Look, there's something happened.
Yeah,
there
was some stuff there, and then I went and I hugged the thing, and I thought I was going to hold the explosion in with my muscly fisherman body. But what I ended up doing was actually compressing it almost like a barrel and aimed the bloody thing at both Boris and Felix, blowing them to smithereens. I'm fine, though. Don't worry. Don't worry your wee head about it. New England. Scrappy. That's brilliant. New England.
Go ahead and draw that card. That's all yours.
Boom.
And here's my part of the recap. The end.
Yay!
We did it. No, just-
Was there anything left on the table there? This is true. This might be something
There were details.
Oh, there are details. Yeah, absolutely. So, did we mention the fact that we're going up to this mine in the northern areas because there's been an explosion and it's kind of like an indentured servitude slave colony, right? People go from Earth to here and they get forced to mine, and then apparently, so unsafe, the thing explodes. What's up with that? That's a raw deal.
I think I'm going to give you a card on that one because
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did mention Earth, but I don't think we mentioned why they were coming from Earth. So that's definitely valid. Hells yeah. All right, guys, you got an extra card, which is awesome. You should have 4 in your hand. We're going to get this game started. I'm going to ask the Mr. Music to please put something a little bit more siren-esque, if you will, a little bit more like ominous, but like choir. It's pretty good.
Is it sirens? Right?
That's funny.
Cops are coming.
No, like choir if you have it.
I got you. All right, here we go. It'll take me a minute, but I'll get it.
That's all right.
Also, at the start of every Through the Breach game, we have to declare what pursuit everyone is going to be on.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah. I'm a bureaucrat.
I am going to go with one more rank of the... Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go with God, actually. That's what I'm going to do today.
Changing it up.
I'm going to change it up. I'm going to be a God.
I'm going to continue with my pursuit from before, which was performer.
I'm staying with the boogeyman. I think if I can make him scary enough, he'll stop having his very awkward breaks in his voice. One day.
All right.
And sorry, like I said, it will take a minute to.
No, that's fine. Piano would be good too.
I could just sing it. We could.
That'd be great. We'll do a Halo theme.
Please hurry.
I just want to play Halo. I still have never played every single Halo game.
I've never played any single Halo game.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Wonder if we could trick Rob into it.
I played Halo once.
So,
I played Halo once with Joe-Cat. I got my ass kicked and I never touched it again. I uninstalled it immediately.
It's like a first-person shooter, is it?
Yeah. It's like one of the first major first-person shooters for the Xbox.
All right.
It's one of the first-person shooters.
Nice.
Let us begin. Vast, inky darkness. Featureless, you float. Slowly drifting to the bottom of this abyss. Boris, you find yourself violently shifted and pulled, flipped and rolled. Your shoulders slump forward and suddenly you stand there. The trapeze awaiting you. The sound of a crowd cheering you. However, you can't see them. They ask you to risk everything for a thrill. For $1. What do you do?
I'm at home. I feel comfortable. I take a second to edge my feet up to the edge of the platform. I breathe it in.
You hear
Just me and the trapeze.
the master of ceremonies start to hype you up. However, you never really listen to them. It's more background, more applause, more unnecessary filler. You take a deep breath. And away you go.
I'm already holding on to it. I picture myself already grabbing it. It's not a matter of if. I'm picturing everything that my body's about to do. Keeping the legs trailing to give me that first initial kick once we start to swing across the other side. And then with just a slight bend in the knees, I lean forwards and begin to fall forwards. Arms go out and I launch myself to the trapeze.
You reach out for it. Where is it? It's been there 1,000 times before. That was timed perfectly. It's not there. You start falling again. And as you do, your stomach drops. And you find yourself falling further into this abyss. It's almost as if you're being sucked and pulled away from yourself. And then suddenly, you stand there again. Was that a premonition? Do you jump again? Before you have time to answer, we find ourselves again in a different, featureless, vast darkness, inky and infinite. Boris, you hear the laughter of your companions, your chums, your buddies. Times are hard, yes, but you are together with your friends. One by one, you feel them place a hand on your shoulder. How do you feel?
Scared. Confused.
I'm sorry. I've pushed us into a different scene. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. We're in Felix's one now.
Oh, you said Boris.
Yeah. So sorry. I misspoke. My bad. So sorry. Same description. You're there standing with your friends, Felix. So sorry.
I'm feeling really happy, and I'm really enjoying just getting a chance to hear familiar voices and just taking in the moment. It feels like the only part of peace that I have in my life.
Hunger moans at you from the pits of your belly. Without realizing it, you start to feel that reassuring weight on your shoulder become less and less. With each weight that is removed, the weight of reassurance, you find yourself growing more hungry as you are no longer numbed by your friendships that surrounded you. Your heart begins to beat. Where are they going? Are they leaving you? Are they abandoning you? No. Not friends like these. You try to reach out for them, but find nothing but that vast, featureless abyss. Something beckons to you, something calls to you. Boris, and I get it right this time, Boris, it calls out to you as well. This primordial hunger, this urge. It's barely a whisper. You both hear this. How interesting. I see you for who you really are. Yes, I see you. Good. Ignore the call. Ignore the call. Don't give in. You will be lost if you are. As that happens, this brilliant white light starts to pinprick and then bleed and grow into your vision, and you see the things that you yearn for. Your companions, Felix. The admiration for the crowd. The trapeze coming All you need to do is step through that hole. However, you get this feeling that if you do, you will be lost. Resist it. Resist it, and you will gain power. What do you guys do?
Felix draws upon.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Yep. Go ahead.
I trust my training. The training that tells me that if you are not fully in it, you don't go ahead. If you have a moment of hesitation, a tenth of a second of hesitation can change the timing of the trapeze. It can lead to disaster. I feel the weakness in my thighs for the first time in a while, that moment of hesitation that this voice is brought in. And so as the trapeze comes back, swinging towards me, and my window to jump approaches, I give the signal to the ringmaster, a big visual signal that the ringmaster can see from where I am standing. The signal that says, I'm not ready, there's something wrong. And I don't jump.
Felix, what happens to you and the calls to all those that you lost?
That hunger and cold and fear that slowly starts to take over Felix, realizing that he's not being able to go back to his friends just yet. This overwhelming urge to get revenge starts to take over. These friends that have gone missing time after time again, knowing that they deserve better. It's not time to join up just yet. The only thing that could really satisfy him right now is some good, classic revenge.
Yeah, okay. As you deny this happiness, this satisfaction, the light begins to grow distant for the both of you, and you feel yourself stretched and pulled across this infinite abyss. You become so thin, you begin to feel like you are that of a silver line, a horizon. And as you feel this impossible feeling, you start to hear the sound of crumbling stone being shifted and moved around you. It is then that we are going to cut to Dan and Monica. The room still settling from the vast explosion upon this old and ancient might be the wrong word, redundant piece of technology. It doesn't move. However, light does beam through the various cracks and openings of the rock and debris that sit on top your companions. You see Morgan look at the both of you. What are we waiting for? We need to get him out of there now. She moves over and she starts pulling stones off as fast as she can. What do the two of you do?
Absolutely help out, yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan stands up. His towering figure standing at like close to 8.5 foot tall. As he rises, he kind of is. He didn't get caught by the rubble, mostly because his head was already pretty much on the ceiling. So, just kind of fell over the sides of him. I'm going to basically just use as much of my bulk as I can. To try and basically, rather than kind of like adding more pressure, I just want to be moving these large boulders off the area surrounding and yelling out, Felix! Boris! Can you hear us? Oh, speak to us, lads!
Go, sorry.
I'd say Monica would be doing a similar thing, but since she's so much... a much slighter figure than big old fisherman Dan. you know when you're moving house and you have somebody helping but they're not really doing much? It's like, that's kind of what so sometimes she's moving stuff and sometimes like she's pretty much just sweeping things out of the way, you know? She's doing her best, but she's calling out as well.
Hell yeah.
She's moral support.
She's
As
there.
the stone causes your skin to feel the abrasions rub against them, you feel your nails take in the dirt and stone. You can feel them pulled and tugged. This is not a comfortable thing that you are doing. And as you pull more and more stones off, Boris and Felix, you hear the sound of that stone in movement. You hear names echoing across the vast inky blackness, and you hear the voice once again say to you, "You chose wisely. Good, yes. I have answers for you. Bring the core to me, deep inside the belly of Malifaux. Past all the intestines that is the sewers, come to a place known as the Necropolis. There I will meet you. There I will give you answers. And there you will find your fate. The path which you must walk upon. Convince your other companions however you will. They might even deny you. But if you want answers, if you want true satisfaction, you will come to me. I am going to leave you guys here to roleplay back and forths. So you can dialogue here. It's not just a monologue.
Sure, absolutely. I'm calling out, do you think they had insurance? How's their coverage?
They're completely covered.
They're completely covered.
They have definite full coverage.
Amazing. Okay, let's do a little open role play here. I'm gonna let the two players that are having this sort of out-of-body experience role play with the deep voice, and I'm gonna let the people that are currently pulling away the stones, you guys can role play with each other. And then when I'm ready to merge the two scenes, I will.
What is the core?
It is a strange amalgamation of something very precious to Malifaux.
Remind me, would I know what Malifaux is? Have I heard the word Malifaux before?
Dag, I am not 100 on the Dark Carnival. Are they native or sort of like...
Yeah, no, they're in Malifaux. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
know that Malifaux is the
yeah, no,
world.
Malifaux. Yeah.
One of two worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is probably a good opportunity for the folks at home as well. For those at home, just to, of course, also update Boris as well, Malifaux has been known for the last few hundred years, first having been opened when spellcasters, wizards, and warlocks were starting to dwindle in magic power. As a bid to try and find a new source of power, they cracked open a veil they thought to house a rare and special type of magic, but instead killed a vast number of the magic users on our world, and opened a breach to a nightmarish realm, wherein there are, of course, magics and stones which carry this magic. Over the last 100 years, commerce and industry has been built around these stones, and Boris, you would know that travel has been quite frequent. At first, it was more convicts and prisoners to mine soul stones, but over time, more people have been going there as pioneers, almost as if they are trying to carve out a new life for themselves. And the Dark Carnival is among these various people.
I see. Where will I find this core?
It is housed inside of the chest of the one that brought you here. I will let you know this. It almost claimed you.
Where am I?
There are many names for it. Some that you might know. purgatory, limbo, the beyond.
Undead?
Not yet. No.
Ah, I don't want to die. I will do anything.
That is what I like to hear.
Why? Why have you chosen us?
Felix?
Hey, Boris?
You're here too.
I wasn't sure, I'm never really sure what's really going on, but I'm at least happy to hear a familiar voice.
You're okay, Felix. We're going to be okay.
I just want to know what happened to my friend's parents. I'm so scared right now, Boris.
Do you remember where we were? What we were doing?
I remember explosion, trying to get the kids out, and
Felix is just kind of shaking uncontrollably while he's saying this.
Everything feels so cold.
I feel stretched.
So confused right now. Who's this voice and what's going on?
Who are you?
At this point, the sounds of rubble is like swifting and turning and churning around as Dan is like lifting brick after brick. The collapsed room sort of caking his face in like this almost like silty gray powder. As he moves through, he says, "Oh my god. Oh, no. No, no, no.
What have you found?
I don't know how to say it. I found a severed arm." And I pull up a severed arm.
Whose arm is this?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I mean, I will have a feature called Extreme Contortion. So I don't know if that's to do with reattaching an arm, or maybe it's a metallic arm of the creature that just blew up.
I'm no doctor.
So I'm asking if anyone wants us to sort of subscribe to having a lost limb. If no one wants to take a lost limb, I'm not going to impose it. I can say that it is just a random limb. I do like the idea, however, of like enhancing that stuff that we talked about, the extortion. So if you wanted to sort of do like a, for people who know One Piece, Buggy the Clown, like deconstructed sort of situation, we can do that.
I like the idea that Boris comes back all in one piece, but with every bone broken. So it's like he's attached, but he can.
So the arm looks like severed. It's just like the skin and the muscle and everything is just sort of like stretching.
Everything like it's
Okay. All right, cool. The voice will reply to the "Who are you?" with, "Find me and I will give you my name, amongst other answers."
Bring the core to the necropolis.
All right. And as this happens, you feel yourself shunted back to the scene that was where we find Dan and Monica and Morgan. You feel this intense, searing agony wrought all throughout your body, your bones, your muscles, your joints, your teeth. They seem to feel like they hang loose in your gums, and your eyes ache. As you are brought back, you guys do hear the sound of coughing and spluttering coming from in the debris. Dan and Monica, you can hear him.
Oh my god.
He's breathing.
He's alive.
I dig deep and I kind of pull over the next few rocks, and I reach down and I go, I found him! I found him! Come on! Oh, come on, little fella! And I'm going to start stretching what looks to be an arm, which then continues to stretch.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, just and I pull.
Okay, I put him in the recovery position. Like
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, lad. Don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Piling wet spaghetti into the recovery position.
Yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. He's a goner. He is. Oh, poor wee lad. Time now. This is not my accent. I'm just going with this. Yep. That's a poor wee lad. Oh, it's terrible. It is. Oh. Oh my god, there's another one!
When did you become Scottish?
Oh, faith be praised! Oh, let me just, hold me boots! I'm gonna take off my boots and just, like, murk into, like, the sewage that is, like, kind of leaking in from the walls. And as I do so, like, underneath one of these rocks with, like, water slowly filling the area, I see, like, kind of this small figure of Felix. And you watch as Dan kind of, this huge guy at, like, almost 2.5 meters tall, just, like, try to lift up the bit of debris that's there. Come on, lad! Come on!
Yeah.
Get
And
yourself
Monica-
Uncle Dan.
Monica's going to duck under there while you're holding it and try and delicately free the remains of Felix.
Oh, don't tell me what it looks like. I don't need to see a tiny boy panini.
Yeah, brutal. I'll kind of like deposit you next to the liquefied Boris.
As you turn to bring Felix back to Boris, you see that Boris doesn't look quite as spaghetti as before. His bones and legs and arms are all definitely sticking out at wrong angles, but he doesn't look quite as stretched as he doesn't look like a stretch Armstrong.
Monica 100% attributes that recovery to her first aid training.
He's now everything is in the right proportions of a human, but they're all just in the wrong angles and positions.
Well, Dan is superstitious, pulls out a stake and stabs him in the heart. Because that's what you do when people do that.
And as you stab him in the heart, it bounces out of the way. It bends and retracts from it.
I am rubber, you are glue. All right.
I love that you're like this Mr. Stretch sort of situation. Those toys that you can stretch. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe we found them. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize the creature was going to go up like that. A giant robot exploding underground. So dangerous. Oh, why did we even fight that thing?
We should get out of here. Because who knows if this is the only one here? This robot should not have been here. It should not have been here attacking. Let's get up to the beautiful Malifaux sky. Oh, you're breathing. Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah, keep breathing, lad.
I pat him. Do you want a cigarette?
Don't offer him a cigarette. The way in the underground sewers, we're filled with gas in the area. As soon as you light that up, we're going to be up at tinders.
It's the 1920s. According to modern marketing, this thing cures everything.
The hand comes up towards the cigarette, and the fingers all broken and twisted in the wrong directions. Kind of reform into the hand. And then he just takes a cigarette and brings it down to a wildly broken jaw, Picasso style, like up the side of his face. And then as he brings it in, the jaw goes into position.
As this is happening, you see trembling hands reach for a small device inside of a satchel. She gets out and she starts holding up the Vox recorder and starts recording notes about what's happened. You hear the sound of Morgan sort of backdrop this whole scene, taking notes of what this is, what's happened. Yeah.
But hey, seriously, I understand you're both recovering, you're both in danger here, and I know you're not meant to according to my training, you're not meant to move someone with a spinal injury, but we should get up just above ground. Let's get up there.
Felix, did you come back? We'll go to Felix and kind of roll over.
Oh gosh, Felix's head is just in a blur. Everything's confusing. I don't understand, man. He's like, oh god.
Oh, Boris, what happened to you?
I'll lean right down into the ear and say, I told you it'd be fine.
Fine?
Oh,
You're not fine. You're
Come on,
dead.
let's get out. And I'll stand up, and only when I'm standing do I realize that my torso is completely 180 round from my pelvis, and so then I just give it one of these sorts of crack yoga sort of, and my torso cracks back around to the right side.
Oh, that's all manner of not normal. That is.
No, that's a medical condition. That's definitely a medical condition.
We should get out of here and go.
It's not
right
the first
now.
time I've broken a bone. Let's fix this later. Felix.
I'll take Felix. Hey Boris.
Yes.
Can I swear? Can I do one swear?
As far as I'm concerned, you can. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey Boris.
I think Dag has like. Wait, it is your channel. It's not my
Wait,
channel.
damn
It's
it!
your
Yeah,
channel.
it is. Yeah. No, we've been broadcasting to your channel the whole time. No, it's
No.
it's fine.
Wait,
It's
what?
fine. It's fine.
Okay. Hey Boris. You're
Yes.
severely fucked up, my friend. I'm gonna take the dying child. You just work on ambulating yourself. We're heading in that direction. Don't fall down anything.
Okay.
We need
Fine.
to get to the Enclave as soon as possible to report
Let's
what we found.
move. Wait. I turn around and I check the rubble. What happened to the? Yeah. What happened to the thing?
As you
The thing-
check the rubble, you do see this eerie light start to seep and push through the stone, and the various channels that make up the debris itself.
You take Felix. I'll catch up. I'm going over to that.
Oh, look,
stone, that
I
rubble.
don't think you should be working anywhere, Boris. You I mean, I once saw a cat who looked a little bit like what you look like now, except he was hit by a car. He was.
Yes, well, I'm walking around, aren't I? I was hit by much more than a car. I'll catch up.
All right, if you're sure. I think he's a zombie. Great. And Boris is gonna find the nearest like manhole cover and just be like, "Babush!" and like try to like, all right, come on up here this way. This isn't a manhole cover.
As
This
you
is some-
survey the area,
This is some poor man's
find-
dunny. Just
yeah,
stick my
you-
hand up his arse.
you don't find a manhole. This room is self-contained, and it was chosen by the children because it only had two ways of entry. One that leads deeper into the sewers, and one with the way you came. However, you do still have a choice here. As you can see, Morgan is now surveying the debris itself, and then she will say, I don't think it'll take much for us to dig through here. I think that the destruction is fairly minimal.
Was that before the stealing came in? Is it? I mean, you mean punching up or that way?
I'm just saying, as a guild, did a good job building this place because it could have been much worse.
Well, I'm fine. I mean, it was pretty okay just then. Like I actually feel pretty good. You know, like lungs filled with air. You know, heartbeat, bones where they should be.
You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, you're pretty fine yourself. Now listen, Wheelam. You said we should go to the mines because apparently there was this big explosion and whatnot, and so we've come down here to find some information. And what we've found is that the guild are trying to silence people. I think we've earned some hazard pay.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. That's a good point, Dan. This creature that attacked us, this Iron Sentinel, this mechanized menace.
A peacekeeper.
Yeah, peacekeeper, my left.
I think that's a misnomer. They ruined the name. So, but was this thing, acting on directions, or was it rogue? Do you think it had a fearsome grimace that, frankly, that didn't look regulation. So
We have to get back to the Enclave. There we can search through the records to see what this might be. You can see her have this aha moment, and as she does, she looks at you and her eyes sort of open up at this point. It'll have a serial number. we should get that. We should get the serial number from it, because that way we can track its movements or where it came from or whatever this thing is.
That's great. Yeah, yes, because the guild is notoriously accountable. Our books are immaculate. Yeah, that'll be great. In fact, Monica pulled out like the manual for this thing earlier. She pulled out a manual and scries through it and looks for where the serial number is, and she kind of like manages to like crawl somewhere inside this chassis and like does an etching of it on her notepad. So I'm really crafty.
Hells yeah. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to ask for a flip for someone to dig through the rubble. If you guys want to get to it and like pull off and find the serial number and get to the core, the target number is going to be higher. The test number is going to be higher. If you're just digging through to get out, the target number will be lower. And then I'm going to need another challenge for looking for the serial number. And then I'll also need a challenge for removing the core as well. So we've got a bunch of challenges here. I'm trying to clock not putting too many challenges on the table. But I think this is worth it.
Like getting to the core was one of those challenges, right?
Yes. However, we will need someone to dig through the rubble first.
Can I potentially, with my newfound ability, can I potentially contort my? I'm for the sake of what is the exact wording? For the sake of squeezing through things, I count as size 0.
Yes, 100%, Rob. Yes.
Maneuvering, so I can find gaps in and just into the core.
I'm going to ask you for a acrobatics. They have that correct. I'm going to set the DC as a cool. Let's set it as a 10.
Okay. So acrobatics 10. I'm good for that. Let's do it. I've got a +4. Dan, can you flip me a card, please?
Also, remember you have a positive flip for some reason. I forget now, but I remember I clocked it.
Oh yeah, I got a positive flip because I remembered Morgan.
Yes. Hey.
I'll take the 7. +4 takes me to an 11.
Do you have any triggers?
Yes, I do. Acrobatics. When it triggers on a what's that symbol? That's crows, I think. Yeah, that's crows.
Yeah, I got toes and rams.
No, I'm not going to cheat anything in. I'll just take the without the trigger. It's only a combat trigger anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right. Now you were looking to get the core out, correct?
I'm looking to get to the core. I've been told
to the core.
I've been told to find the core of this thing. I don't know what the core is, so I've gone over to the rubble. I've seen it glowing. That's when Dan was trying to get out or trying to find a way out.
As you maneuver
I've seen it glowing, and I'm like trying to pull. I'm trying to pull rocks and things off, but I'm like putting my fingers under, and it's too hard. And I'm finding I just can't. And then I'm kind of like trying to get a better grip, and I'm just pushing my hands in further through. And then as I'm looking down, I'm just seeing my hands kind of Mr. Fantastic spreading and going underneath and through cracks and snapping backwards, like lengthways down the length of the hand. It snaps over the back of one of the rocks in order to fit underneath another one of the rocks. And then I feel no resistance. I just kind of consider going even further, and I push my forearm in, and I can feel both the two bones in the forearm separating out and going around rocks as the skin just like pinches to almost half a centimeter thick. I get to the elbow, and the bone just like snaps past one another. I feel the two bones snap past the humerus. Monica is, and then eventually I find myself just forcing in and through, and then it gets to the face, and then the skull plates start to merge past one another, slide over one another, and it feels like my brain's getting pushed and tightened like an octopus, until eventually I'm just in and through this the holes in this rock.
As you get to that point, the light becomes ever brighter.
You're safe now, Matt.
As you earthworm closer to this thing, you eventually do come upon the core. It is beautiful.
All with a cigarette in my mouth.
A marvel. It seems to house multiple gems, almost arranged inside a matrix. Now, have you seen soul stones before?
That's up to you, I guess.
No, it's up to you. You can say like it's. I won't decide
What
that
are
for you.
they're used as like battery sources, right? Battery packs and things.
Yeah, battery packs, magic, but they're also
I think the
commodity as well.
The Dark Carnival would probably use some for some nefarious reasons in Malifaux, presumably.
Hells yeah. Well, it is this dodecahedron, and worked into each face is a soul stone. And now that you look upon it, you start to hear the cheers and bated breaths and adoration of your fans once again start to creep in the back of your mind. That blinding light seems to be calling to you. It's then that you feel this tug on your inner self. It's very hard to describe. It's almost like your essence that's tugged. You feel that tug again.
Towards it or away?
Away. Something is tethered to you. Something is calling you. Pulls on your being again. It's what can only be best described as your soul. It wants you to answer.
I close my eyes and picture myself on the platform, looking out at the trapeze.
The inky blackness enshrouds you once again, and the voice returns. That's it. That's the core. Beautiful. Oh, what a marvel. Bring it to me. Bring it to me now.
Of course.
Do not rouse suspicion, but do not bring it to the Enclave. No. Oh. Oh my God. It's there.
I'm on my way with it.
You feel the presence leave you, but you're still in that infinite black. You look down. Sorry.
I kind of just feel out, like imagine what else could be around me, even if I can't see it. I just sort of picture it. I imagine myself on the edge of the platform and look down.
And as you do, that blinding light seems to appear in front of you again. It does seem that you have the choice. However, you would leave this place and whatever tether attaches you. Perhaps a true feeling of freedom. However, you don't know because you haven't experienced it before.
No, I want it. I want answers, and I want to stay. I'm ready to see where it takes me. I reach out for the light.
All right. Okay, as you reach out for the light, you push off. You hear everyone gasp. Silence. As this happens, everyone outside begins to see your form darken and dull and go cold. You're being pulled away from this mortal plane. You are dying. How does everyone react to this?
Yeah, alright. None of that. I'm going to reach out with my hands and I'm going to grab his leg and I'm going to go, oh, no you don't. I have fisherman powers. And I grab a big fistful of fish salt, which comes from dried and desiccated Atlantic sea bass. And I slam it into his thigh and I start rubbing him and I start singing a song of my people. Oh, you're not getting this one, you fucker.
Monica pops her umbrella. She's got an umbrella in front of her now.
Just trust the process, alright? It may seem strange to you, but we fisher folk, we have our ways, alright? And I'm gonna try to counterspell the effect.
Hey, I love that though. Yes. Go ahead. I'm going to say that is going to be I'm gonna go for 10 as well on that one.
10?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, 12. So,
Well, that's 2.
okay.
And I'm going to slap that with a big old 12.
Ah, nice.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Which is gonna hit me with a 16. And let me just check this real quick.
All right. I'm just going to do...
It is a tome, which means I also douse the sorcery and I deal damage to whoever tried to steal my friend's soul.
Right. Awesome. Okay.
That's what I think of you, you wicked creature, and you and your weird voice talking
Nice.
from the void. You can cut one of these, Seabass.
Boris, as you push off from the platform, again, you hear the crowd go silent, and you hear the ringmaster say, "No one knows why he jumps, but he does it every time."
You see a version
Is
of
it
Boris?
because he has a death wish? Is it because he wants to get your applause?
You see a
Or
version
perhaps it's just the thrill. And as that voice rings out, the answer permeates in your mind. And I want to ask you, Boris, why do you jump?
It's because he is good at it. And that's pretty much it. There's not much else deeper to it. He found he was good at it. He found he had no natural fear of it, no fear of the heights. He was always flexible enough to do it. He enjoyed it's not that he enjoyed it so much as he didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
He was never bored doing it, as he was with many other things.
Right.
He did it because people wanted him to do it, and he could, and he needed to live. He needed money, and people were paying money to see him do this thing that he could do.
Hells yeah. Suddenly,
He just does it because he does it.
I love that. Suddenly you feel a jerk at your ankle. Something pulls you, and there's this abrasive tone that starts to roll in and disturb your silence from the crowd.
Can I just grab this
Yes.
bit?
Go ahead.
All right. So as Boris finds himself on that precipice, there's kind of almost this falling feeling, this dissension as his feet kind of almost leave, and that very familiar sense of his heart sort of raising up to his throat as he begins to descend, when suddenly something catches him by his feet and he feels that tug pull him back. That sense of falling alleviates, and he's now kind of got this sense of like he's swimming. And you see, like, kind of Dan, it's like kind of almost like this ethereal image of Dan holding onto you, and he says, "Don't look so surprised, lad. I've been catching things since I was a wee one."
Yeah.
And I'm gonna...
From Boris's perspective, he leapt from the platform because he thought the light was the same light of the core. He was going towards the core, and as he fell and found himself dying, he realized it was not that light. This was a different kind of light. This was
So
the light that he shouldn't go towards. And so as he started to panic and reach out, he reached out his hands, and the hands grasped him around the legs, just in the same way that another trapeze artist will grab the flyer, and looks up and sees Dan giving him his little fisherman speech with his legs hooked over a trapeze. Dan is doing a little trapeze, and he's grabbed me by the ankles, and he's swinging me up onto the next platform.
Hells yeah, I love that. Suddenly you are shunted from that light in that scene, and as you do, you start to sort of calculate what's happened. You do come to the realization that is the same light. It is known as the Soul Stone's Call. It's something that happens that has been described from near-death experiences. You usually see things that sort of tempt you and bring you towards the stone. Perhaps this one is even made even more powerful due to the matrix that they find themselves in. But suddenly you are shunted back, and you see the core shake, and you see crusting of salt come around it. It dislodges and sits there, awaiting you to claim it.
I'm back in the real world now.
You are.
I will come to realizing that something has a hold of my leg about 4 meters back. And the I won't describe the thigh bone, but it is about 4 meters long, and through the cracks and crevices, and he's just on the outside holding the ankle, rubbing some.
Stand back. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I'm putting it on the reel and just.
He starts to reel me in. As I feel myself getting reeled in, I reach out and I grab the core.
How does so Morgan throws up a little bit in her mouth? How does Felix and Monica react to this? Oh, silence, wizard!
Hey, what up? It's me, Matty Idiot. So Monica's got her umbrella up, it's a splash guard pretty much. But that means she can't see what's happening, but she can hear it. And let me just say, the oral experience is diabolical. It's like, it sounds like somebody auditioning for Warner Brothers and they're just hamming it up. That like the cartoons of the 1940s. They go, let's do this.
What's really gross is the way the blood flows. It would be like pink and purple near where it's being
I'm gonna pop these ones out real quick. All right, they're popping. So I only get the audio experience. I get the audio book.
Sounds like coins and jam in a blender.
I will. So what, Rob? I was really worried when you were describing that scene just then. I was so worried. It's like he's gonna swallow this like a snake. He's doing a snake thing.
Oh, he could totally do that.
I'm not gonna lie. I was also very tempted to just find a tiny rock and put it over the hole that you went in, and we never saw our bodies again.
Felix, how are you reacting to the scene that is now in front of us?
Well, at some point, I'm pretty sure, he just, goes and grabs cigarettes for Monica, still recovering from the confusion, and it's just, sitting off to the side, really confused and scared, and just cool, I just died, and I was just talking to Boris, and he's doing the same weird thing he did kind of in my dream. This is wonderful. Lighting a cigarette. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is totally fine.
Sorry, Felix, I'll just turn that the other way for you. That way. You gotta flip it the other way.
And then I smack it out of your mouth. No, I don't smack it out of your mouth. I'm really giving it. It's just...
All right. You come back with the core now, and it illuminates the room in this eerie, almost celestial glow, casting shadows in all directions. What would you guys do next? Would you like to go to the Enclave? Would you like to go into the sewers? Or would you like to find the serial number?
I'd like the serial number.
Well, I'd also like to address the giant glowing orb in the room.
Yeah.
I look
nice
across
orb.
at Felix. Yeah, I look across at Felix. And I just kind of silently nod and then look to the others and say, this was, I think, powering that thing. We should keep it for making sure it doesn't come back, or anyone who finds the rebel or wreckage doesn't use it for nefarious purposes. I will hold on to it.
Aye, that's good thinking there. It is, yes, no, but you are aware you almost died, right? That's something that we just. I mean, just to be clear, less than 10 minutes ago, you were buried under rocks, and I just saw you squeeze into something the size of a dime.
I'm a circus performer. I've almost died many times and squeezed into many spaces.
I had a cousin like that once.
Don't question it.
And okay, well, as far as going to the Enclave goes, I feel like we need to get a move on.
Yes.
People aren't going to get less dead. Sure, fair enough. But if we're on the clock, as it were. We're going to be losing the low tide, so let's...
However, Dan, I will have you know that, whenever there is an accident, you do need to trade information. So I am going to need to get that serial number. But don't worry, it might be somewhere really easy. I will apologize earlier, Dredd. I presumed success when I was describing stuff.
Oh, yes.
But I'd like to maybe look in whatever manual or documentation I happen to have available or seen about this kind of creature, and just hope that the serial number is somewhere that's easy to access to. That's what I'm trying to work out.
Yeah, give me a I'm gonna say a lore check.
Well, engineering, I don't know.
Is there engineering there? If there's engineering, that's fine too. I'm gonna set it as a DC 8.
Okay.
That is a 9.
Okay.
That's great. I'm a +0.
All right, brilliant. So All right. No. Yeah. You look through your. What type of book do you have, or is it?
I think I described earlier. I had some kind of general guild manual because I'm a guild employee.
Yeah.
And I imagine finding this this serial number in the same way. You remember in Toy Story how he wrote Andy on the bottom of the boot?
Yeah.
I kind of want to like find some kind of device there that I can scrape off this bloody plate.
You know what?
Yeah.
It is on the bottom of the foot.
Is
and
it
the
Andy?
reason being it's not. It's 4.
Is it N backwards?
It's yeah. So it's how do you spell it in Leap? It's like 4
4NDY.
ND
Y. 4.
Or is the
If the N is backwards, then 4 1. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
4
written in Leap.
4VI.
Yeah. The reason it does so
4V1DY.
as it walks and moves, it does place a magical sort of mark of where it's been. So, like, it's almost like a footprint that you're able to track. Being from who you are and what you do have the device that can find the mark itself. So instead of like trawling through this debris and finding it, you start to begin to look around where the creature may have stepped, and it doesn't take you too long before you do find it, and you do get the serial number, which is Andy written in lead, because that's too good not to have. But for all intents and purposes, that's just an Easter egg. For us, it's just a serial number.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, well, I'm satisfied. I'm going to pass this on to the relevant department. We'll get this sorted out post haste. Right. 5 to 6 months.
You can see
post haste.
Morgan notes down the serial number on her Vox recorder as well, and she nods towards you as well. All right. Felix, what are you doing in this whole situation? As you can see, people investigating, looking what to do, having that near-death experience and revisiting your past. How are you conforming yourself and what's happening?
I think a lot of it's just still getting out of the daze of it, and he's just kind of going along with the like what's happening in front of him. He just saw this insanity happen, and seeing. Does he have that same sort of pull from the gem as Boris does? Like, does it, like right when I see it, do I have an instinctual pull?
Do you dare look at it?
I mean, the nod was kind of enough. I feel like I probably would have grabbed a glimpse of it as.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to miss at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange, that essence, that being that's housed inside of your vessel, your some people call it. No one calls it this. Your meat suit. Some
people call it your meat suit.
No one calls it meat suit. So, but you do feel that tug, that allure, that almost black hole. It's almost like looking at that infinite, like black, but it's light instead, and it is calling you and trying to call on you, and that's still there. And if you stare at this thing too long, you'll find yourself being pulled in. However,
I'll probably head towards Boris and kind of just, yeah, this seems very familiar.
Yes.
Is this what he was, or it, whatever the fuck this thing was talking about earlier?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how we should approach this to the group.
Don't worry about it. You leave that to me.
Oh, I'll trust you, Boris.
If I propose anything, I need you there to back me up. But otherwise, you don't know why I have an interest in this.
Understood. We'll keep it a secret between us for now.
We're going to be okay, Felix.
I really hope so. There's a little bit of Felix's eyes, and what feels like a slow black flame kind of just like mist around him a little bit, with memories of these friends that he's missing, these family that he knows is just gone completely, and wanting an answer. And a slow seething anger starts to really dig in, but for right now, he's just gonna stand by his side.
Monica was in the process of putting her umbrella away, but I'll pop it back up.
I get salt. I put it on my hands. Say, come here, you wee lad. I'm just gonna salt bless you. All right, let's get the sea bass in you. Get all those eerie, icky, flamey blue nonsense out your body. Come here. Under your arms as well.
He's
Into
fine.
your hair.
Careful, that's borderline assault.
Okay, we were all rushing to make the joke. We were all rushing. Everybody unmutes at once.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have two paths ahead of you, as I can see. You can go to the Enclave, or you can go deeper into the sewers towards the Necropolis. Both are valid paths, but I'll let you guys have that discussion now.
Monica and Dad don't know about the Necropolis, though.
No,
Yeah, no.
As far as we're concerned, there is one path, and it is the
exactly.
correct path.
Morgan will start with that. Right, so we should get back to the Enclave as soon as possible, bring that thing there, and show them to the guild officials, and then we can find out what this serial number is and what is happening with everything.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But hey, quick thing. What about the children? Won't somebody think of the children? What happened to the children?
I got one.
They're scrappy. They'll be fine. They'll find places to hide.
No. They were terrified. They were tiny things that could barely look after themselves. Look, it's much more important than we find the children than the Enclave. The Enclave will always be there. We need to go for the children. We need to find them.
I can't leave my family behind. Please, it's the only people that I know.
Even so, we got them out of the sewers. They went that way. So, we could maybe find them along the way. Flashes of the combat now sort of like permeate in the mind as the shock of battle and the adrenaline sort of dies away. You guys push them past the peacekeeper.
We go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
okay, cool.
But how do we? Did you say how, like the location of how I'm gonna get to Malifaux? Like how do we get to the?
So to get to Malifaux, the Necropolis, it is definitely the tether that is attached, the soul tether that you have. You can
so I can just kind of feel.
Yeah, you can feel it. For everyone that knows about the sewers, it is a veritable labyrinth down there. Many people get lost down there, and there's many things lurking down there. But whatever the machinations of this entity is, it has given you the directions to come to it.
Look, we will find the children. I feel like with Felix, he'll know. He'll be able to help us find where they would go. He thinks like them. Obviously, he's childlike them. No offense, Felix, but I think we can find them and make sure they're safe after this gesture to the general rubble of the area.
Well, if they were fleeing, do you think they would? Surely they'd go to the surface. I'm scared, and that's my instinct.
Well, yes, because you are from the surface. You are accepted on the surface. The children are not. There's a reason they live down here in the first place. They will be just as scared of the surface as they were of this thing.
It's not like we got any help from the city when we did ask for it.
Well,
So-
which
All right.
form did you fill
Everybody shut up. I'm going to use leadership and say we're going this way because I have a rank in leadership, and if you want to argue with me, I'm bigger. Good luck trying to stop me. We're going deeper in because if the children are underground and they are stuck and they cannot see the sun anymore, then I don't know what I do.
They're there. I'll
It's
reach
just
my
they go
hand
through
up
so much
and pat him on the
already.
shoulder. They're then.
They've lost
Okay.
their parents. They don't have enough food. I have to feed them fish. They hate fish. I know they hate fish. but
Everybody hates fish, Dan.
I
Look,
know.
it's
Have
like-
you even seen a Malifaux fish? They have feet.
It's more protein, Uncle Dan. It's less to fight through. Less
Yes,
bones.
but
It's just
instead
more
of
meat.
scales, most of them you have fingernails. It's not protein. It's calcium
It's-
at best.
But at least then you have fish fingers.
Keratin, actually, if you really want to be specific, but it's fine.
That was good. That was great. If we were running commercials, that's where we'd have one. And that commercial would be for Hero Forge. No. Hey, have you noticed that your accent's now Russian?
Yeah.
I am now from apparently
He's a
England,
sponge for-
Scotland, Russia. Okay,
He's a sponge for accents, and he's picked up on Boris.
I know. I have.
I feel like
Goddamn.
if it were,
Yes.
you should have just made him Irish. We should have just both been Irish and been done with it and fucking been settled
yes.
in and just been worrying about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bush
Okay,
too much.
sorry, I'll break
It's
my-
fine. Yeah, I picked up the virus. Damn it.
Well, hey Dan, that seems like a great idea. We need to go to the Enclave. That is the rules of what is meant to happen after something like this. And the Enclave, of course, can send other personnel to help look for the children. The
Where do you
guild is very effective.
Where do you think this thing came from? Yes.
It's definitely our tech.
I'm gonna go that way.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go deeper. Walking.
I follow down.
All right, cool. You guys start moving down the channel into the darkness, further into the sewers, leaving off the other path back to Malifaux and to the surface.
Oh, yeah.
Was that where you
just
wanted to
before
go?
I
Dad?
before I head off, I just want to do something really quickly. First of all, is I want to get my accent back. Second, I'm. Do you mind if I have a wee look at that thing that you've got there in your hand there, Boris? Don't worry. Don't want to do anything nefarious with it.
What do you need to look at? I just kind of hold it out for
Anyway,
you to
just
see.
hold it, just like that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just and then just 1 second. I'm gonna tear off the skull of the peacekeeper, and then just wham, and then see if the eyes light up. So it's a torch.
Whoa.
Ah, brilliant! Look at that.
Well, fancy that. Thank you.
All right, now stay together. We have to go and save these wee kids.
Oh, I think I misunderstood you earlier, Dag. I thought you were suggesting we go to the surface.
No, I say we should go and save the children.
That's
If they
cool.
went to the surface, then they're
Hey,
fine.
Matt
They're
voted.
not
Let's
in
do it.
danger. You know what's lurking around here.
Well,
Look, Monica, I know you're trepidatious about going in when not following the protocol of
it's
what after an event like this, but there is a form, right, that you can fill out to warrant an extension of the duration it takes to.
I know about the duration extension form. I know about the duration extension form.
Of course.
I-
So
I-
we
I-
fill out.
Make a form number like B69.
I also, on that note, I mean, how are you going to collect witness statements if the witnesses went that way?
Well, we have an official reporter with us.
Aye, but did the reporter get all the names of the wee lambs?
Morgan, you got names?
I got Peggy. That's all I got. I
Oh,
got
what
Peggy.
a shame. That's
But
very
why are you all asking
incomplete.
me? They, quite literally, this letter one said they're their family. You know all the names. Points towards Felix, shifting the attention.
I'm now
Okay.
while these guys are talking and arguing amongst themselves. Boris has taken the lead. He's got the torch. He's got the head torch now, and he's obviously being the one being pulled by the thing.
Okay.
So he's taking the lead with the direction.
Okay, guys, half an hour. Okay, we can look for them for half an hour. But if someone else finds this crash site, this incident, and they file an incident report, right? Then we're going to have contradicting information. And you know what? That's my job. Okay.
Understood.
Cross my heart, hope to die. Just 30
Don't-
minutes. 30
No
minutes.
crossing. You've already had the worst day in the world.
Monica, if this
Monica.
is something that affects your job later, you can fill out a liability exemption form,
Liability exemption form. I know.
and you can pass that liability on to me. I will accept the blame. I will fill out a corroborating form
Okay.
to the liability extension form.
By the way, I didn't want to mention this earlier. I'm going to need insurance numbers from all of you, by the way, and next
Of
of kin.
course.
Okay. And we'll continue into the darkness.
All right.
All right, cool.
My insurance is GOGGO.
That's an Australian joke.
I said, yeah, you have to be Australian for that one. So my Scottish, Russian, English, British person has Australian jokes.
I'm just gonna get everyone to quickly before we move on check the Zoom chat for me. And I'm going to say hello to all the raiders that have been piling in tonight. Hi, guys. We just got another raid by Mimsy and I think Mimsa. And we got another friend as well come in at the same time. We're getting heaps of raids. Guys, thank you so much for bringing your peeps in. We appreciate it so gosh so much. This is Dag's channel. Dag is an amazing content creator. We're all amazing content creators in our own right. So please check us out. And please check out all the people that have been raiding because the tides rise together, except for when you're going into the depths of a sewer. Yes. Okay. So just getting answers. Right. Okay. Cool. As the darkness swallows you, you are led by the light of the soul stone from the Peacekeeper's skull. You start to work through this filthy, slime-ridden sewers, this labyrinth. If it was not for the tug that was leading Boris and Felix towards their intended place, you would surely get lost. I'm going to ask Boris and Felix to roleplay this because you eventually come to a point where like that time limit comes. You haven't found the children, so if you want to move forward, you're going to have to convince the party to go in that direction.
So it seems, I think I can hear them just up ahead. Like I can definitely hear movement there quite clearly. Scared though, they are frightened. I think the more we talk, the more that they get scared of voices approaching, and they are running from us. I can hear hushed sounds as they scurry away from us. We need to be quiet, but also quick, so that we can catch up to them before they hear us coming.
Yeah, these familiars on the walls seem really familiar. There's some notes here that we're leaving, and as we're going through, and we go farther along, and like leaving little scattering and little marks, kind of to find a way back, but also another way for us to fake like the travel of the group that I think that they're heading in. And I'm like, yeah, these are all familiar to me. If we keep following these, we'll catch up to them soon. We don't like talking with sound down here. It's really dangerous.
Morgan's going to say, I don't like this. Are we lost? Are we lost?
Shh. We're not lost. Felix knows the ways.
I promise you, we're going the right way.
This is how I die.
Morgan,
This is how I die.
just think of the Pulitzer. Have they been invented yet? Think of the Pulitzer.
Don't know what that is, but I want that accolade.
Pulitzer. And when it's invented.
Okay. If there's no challenge here by the other party members at all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys are led further and further down into the dark labyrinth.
We're in the 1920s, right?
Correct, 1922.
Yeah.
The Pulitzer was first awarded 5 years ago.
Well, then Morgan is like, it's for the Pulitzer. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be the best reporter there ever was. I might write for the Tatler, which is just a tabloid at this point. But you know what? I'll be the first tabloid reporter to win.
just Morgan, just remember that when you do write the story, we reported that incident immediately and followed all the protocols.
Darling, it's not my first rodeo on a tabloid piece. I'm essentially just a propaganda artist. That's what I do. Don't tell the others. You and me are cool because we're both guilty, but it's my job. It's just okay. All right.
I give her a secret bureaucrat handshake.
Yeah. It's like this whole like back and forth, like elaborate like handshake.
Yeah, the handshake actually slaps. By the way, if anybody had seen it, you would have been really impressed.
The guild secret handshake. Oof. So good. Okay, cool. You guys start to delve further, and you wouldn't think it possible, but the sewers become even dirtier and filthy. This very thick stench hangs and permeates in the air as you descend even further, and the air becomes stale. You start to smell rot, and it seems to almost like assail you as you do. You travel for what seems like an hour and a half, close to even 2. At this point, Morgan would be like very visually nervous at this point. But as you eventually come to the end, there is this eerie green light that creeps into the channel that you're walking down. So sorry. And as you look out, you see this monolithic necropolis worked into a sewer hub. You hear the wails of the damned, and surrounding this monolithic necropolis is a horde of undead, their flesh barely clinging to their bodies, horrific sights that I can't describe. as to how horrific it is. Even the vermin here are undead. As you look up at this necropolis, you see that there is this figure sitting on a throne. It sits forward as they see you entering. Morgan immediately says, "Nope, no, I'm out of here. Goodbye." Do you grab her?
I will grab her. I'll say, like, we can't. I don't know the way back. Do you?
You see all those? We're not going in there. We die. We go in there.
We need the kid to lead us out. We don't. I couldn't find my way out of here.
As the light from the lantern hits the undead, you just see like pure shock and horror on Morgan's face. It's the only way forward. Just to get the story, all right? I'm trusting you. As the light hits the horde, there is this splits. The horde starts to open up for you. As the figure on this throne sits forward, the voice echoes through the chamber and you hear, "Good. Welcome to my sanctum."
Take the head off of the core and drop the head to the side. And just let the core be out in the open. Kind of hold it forwards in front of myself, off to the side.
All right. Let's take a quick moment here. Let's take a wee breather here. I don't like anything what's just happened here. That voice, these undead, Boris revealing this energy core. Anyone want to fill old Dan on, what's happening here? Let old Dan Bailey in on our wee secrets here, eh?
You promised us answers.
Answers to what exactly? I mean, I took my eye off you for 2 seconds when you got crushed by rocks?
I have cut your strings. You are free.
You never cut a fisherman's string, you giant speaking ghostly wanker.
Dan,
and when
I believe she's talking to me.
Oh, sorry.
Well, to be more precise, to us.
You look towards Felix. And I looked at how the other the other three are acknowledging that.
You need not fear. You are my guests. I have invited you here because your various factions play games that they don't truly understand. I am of the Resurrectionists. We are an old faction, shunned to places like this.
Yeah, no shit. Because you walk around with the whole pack of the undead.
Absolutely. The Resurrectionists are akin to a terrorist organization, as far as my understanding here.
Oh, they're bloody lunatics. I knew a fella once had a fish fry and then tried to resurrect a big chunk of frickin' snapper.
That's crazy.
Right there in front of everyone. Bloody
Quick
weird lot. A whole bunch of them.
And in between all of this, do any of the bodies look familiar? How old and decrepit does our
I am so glad you asked. That's probably something that you look for immediately, correct?
Yeah. Especially since, salt mines, much of them are familiar parents, like a lot of the orphans around me.
Your heart drops. They stand amongst the horde.
Oof.
Faces that you recognize.
So, all of this is your fault, huh?
No. Not my fault. They were snatched from this world violently and without reason. I have brought reason and purpose. I have given them another chance.
You snatched away their souls,
No,
and you think this is the answer?
this snatched away their souls. And as he says that, his hand comes out and unfurls towards the lantern. You start to see it shake and rumble, and it wants to levitate away from you. What do you do, Boris?
I wrap my hand around, and all of the bones. Sorry, Matt. All of the bones of the forearm wrap as well, so that it just like a big piece of tape wrapped around the whole thing up to my shoulder. And I just kind of hold it there, and I say, I brought this to you on the promise of answers, and you've yet to give me any. You'll get this when you fulfill your end of the promise.
I wish to deliver you these answers. However, in my time on this world, I have learned that showing is better than telling. Though if you insist, ask your questions.
Let's start with who you are.
Who am I? I am a resurrectionist. However, I'm assuming you want my name.
Yes.
My name is Nemois.
Give me the spell for that. Nemois.
Nemois.
I was so close.
Listen, Nemois. I'm happy for you to show me the answers to the rest of my questions. But there's one extra thing I want. I look between Felix's distress and the people he knows, and I say, you brought me and Felix back, yet we retain our own autonomy. Allow these people the same gift. Allow them to be free. Give them up.
Now I very much want that. Our goals align more than you know.
Is there like an insight check situation in this game? Can I read lies?
I haven't memorized the skills, but is there a check motive or insight?
Scrutiny.
Scrutiny. Can I get a scrutiny check?
Yeah.
Let's set the DC at 12. Let's make it interesting. Let's go.
All right, flip it. I've got a 0 on scrutiny, but I can.
Good luck, my friend.
Bam! That is an 8 of.
There's an
months.
8. Queen's a 12, right?
Yep, that's it.
I will
There we
cheat in
go.
I'll cheat in my queen. If I cheat this in, does it still count as me having failed that?
No.
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 This is instead of failing.
Yeah.
I will cheat that in to succeed on scrutiny, so that I can know whether or not this person is lying
Right.
or being truthful or whatever.
So the way that they sort of the inclination, or like the sort of like the way they said that, they were almost excited about doing that. So what you gather is that they are forthright, and they almost dropped the control over their conversation. So it is truthful, to a degree. They almost like fell into the wording of that, which was our goals align more than you know.
Yeah.
And with that, you have a sense that they are being truthful. However, they are very veiled. And as you
Keep the
notice
things
that,
back.
they pull back into themselves. You see them sit back, and their hand rests upon the bony armrest of this throne. Now you're noticing its features. It is made from the bones of the damned.
As long as I get the impression that they were truthful about wanting these ex-friends of Felix, these late friends of Felix to be given full autonomy like he and I have. As long as they're being truthful about that, and I feel like they are, I will unfurl and like you do with like an orange or something, and you pop it off the inside of your, and I'll do that pop, and I'll just pop it towards him.
It starts to float up, and as it does, levitating in the air, is the skull of the Peacemaker. Its light beaming through the eyes and down underneath the jaw. It begins to rumble, and as it does, it shakes and explodes. A shrapnel shoots off in all directions and lands inside the undead. And as it does,
Umbrella.
yes,
Umbrella.
as it does, you start to see the debris like land and push itself into the horde itself with no reaction. Describe so the umbrella gets hit as well. Do you want to describe your new feature that you got as this happens?
That's a great thing. I have a new feature called At My Behest, and this protects my allies from blast attacks. And in this case, all of my allies have this shrapnel come towards them. I pop out the umbrella, and it is of stock standard regulation build quality, and it performs its function adequately.
Hells yeah. The Soulstone light basks this eerie chamber of the necropolis, and as it does, you start to see these shifting forms amongst the light. As you track them, you notice that they are people. They start descending from the Soulstone, and they start moving towards various people amongst the horde. You see them, both child and adult, move towards their loved ones. Spectral tears running down their cheeks, thankful that they've been brought to this place. And as this happens, you start to see these wisps of light come from this resurrectionist towards the recognized of Felix, and you see them breathe in this spectral mist. They look back in awe at their parents, their sisters, their brothers, their siblings. They hug them, however they find their form. I have fulfilled your request. They have been returned. These are the damned of the Northern Hills. Folk who've been put to work against their will to mine the very thing that mines them. Taking their souls, used for magic, used for engineering. You may think all this unnatural. Well, what do you call that? The floor is yours.
Hey, Monica knows a false dichotomy when she sees one. They can both be unnatural.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, I'm just the GM, so all I do is put the things for you to play with.
Hey, can I clarify one thing, just so I understand this correctly? When Felix noticed familiar faces amongst the people here, were any of those familiar faces the kids that we just met? Peggy, the guard door child, other nameless children, all our friends?
I'm going to
Were
say
they
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scotty,
and
Tiggy is...
And I'm waiting for Felix
Eyebrow
to
kid.
interact with this scene. These are the children that went missing prior to that scene. The children that Felix saw in the Soulstone light. The ones that beckoned him, the ones that went missing. The ones that made him realize his hunger.
I think there's a mixture of happiness and fear and pain that starts to take over Felix, because they're all in a very undead state, correct?
Very undead. However, they do seem awake, alive.
Felix slowly starts heading over to one of the children, the most familiar faces,
Right.
And
Can you describe them for me and then give them a name?
probably at about 7 years old, a little boy named Michael. No.
Why you like this?
Wearing a red shirt with a black overshirt.
Yep. He was a really good
dead.
friend until one day he crossed me.
It's a little boy named Aaron, and reminded him, treated him like a little brother. He
Right.
knew
Okay.
that he was looking for his aunt, pretty much his only family that was left, and he knew that she worked there, and no matter what, he kept trying to follow her every single time she went to the mines, and I would always go back and pull him back and promise that I would take care of him and look over him while she was away.
Aaron? Is that you?
Felix.
What happened to you?
Looking up at his mother, I went looking for her.
I'm sorry. I tried to protect him when you were gone. I tried.
Don't be sorry. You warned me, but I made my choice. I don't blame you.
I tried to protect him as much as I could. I just didn't know. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. How did this happen? How did you all end up here?
When you were resting, we made our daring escape, thinking we could brave the labyrinth. We were sorely wrong. We became lost. Hunger set in. At first, it wasn't so bad. We fed on the rats and other carrion that we found. But before long, it wasn't enough. And one by one, we slept. Only to awaken here.
Who's the one who started commanding you? Who's the one who's taking you guys here?
It's all a blur. Darkness and a voice. A shepherd. And then you see this bony, decrepit hand with flesh missing point up towards the one they call Shepherd. Found one.
I'll head over to him.
Towards the Shepherd?
Yeah.
How is everyone else reacting to this?
Dan will immediately call out to Felix. Lad, don't do it. This is how those tricky, festering bastards get you. They tempt you with all kinds of promises, powers, and immortality. They prey upon the weakness and sadness in our hearts from the ones that are lost, but once they are gone, there is nae coming back, lad.
I scoff.
There is nae coming back. That's the way it should be.
And punctuating that scoff, you hear the Shepherd say this. And who in this world does not do that? Who does not use others for their advantage? You? Are
So
you
you
a saint?
admit you're using it for its advantage. You're using children to do your own dirty work. Alright.
That's illegal.
Well, good to know, lad. Listen, you can talk all the gobshite you like. I make 3 things clear. That no child comes to harm under the protection of old Dan Bailey. And 2, when Dan Bailey makes a promise, he fulfills it. Number 3, I'm gonna put my foot so far up your arse that the water from my knee is gonna quench your goddamn thirst.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but my ass rotted off years ago.
It's a weird flex.
That's a very weird flex. That's definitely not.
It's fine. It's fine. It's Malifaux. The whole world is it's fine.
Monica's gonna kind of like in desperation, kind of call out to Felix as well as he's heading up towards this real bony dais, and say, Felix, what about Peggy? What about Big Ears? What about that ugly kid? I didn't ask his name. What about him? They're still out there. We have to go help them.
Saying is this world is cruel. The guild, the S&SU,
Whoa.
Earth, all of it, greedy, broken.
I'm gonna come slap you. You just wait. Here we go. I'm gonna come kick your ass.
Oh, he's walking now.
You do not put ideas in little boys' heads, you freaking weirdo! You sewer living, undead loving son of a. And I'm gonna take a big freaking meaty fist. I'm gonna try and
As you're moving up, you do see the throng start to close the gap to your approach, and you can actually see the parents stand defiantly with the ones that were lost and forgotten here. They seem to bar the way. They seem to stand with the shepherd.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Hard to slap.
As I said, you are my guests here. I will allow you to leave now that I have the device that I need to prove the evil that is the guild and the S&U.
Am I free from your contract, your
Yes,
favors?
you have free will.
Thank you. Nemois, shepherd, whatever. No, I will turn and start to leave back the way I came.
Children are in danger.
Yeah, from this guy!
Felix slowly keeps walking towards the shepherd, heading
I'm
closer and closer, and
Morgan.
black flames slowly start to engulf
Yeah.
him slowly, more and more.
Now, are you approaching with hostility, or are you approaching with some sort of decorum?
I want to treat this with decorum, because all I want is revenge. The boogeyman, everything about my life is all about getting revenge for these people. So I want to go full head on steam, and I want it to engulf me with a sense of reverence, of understanding that we have a common shared foe.
I love it.
I start walking towards this creature, this being, and I say, "Oh, sorry."
It's going to open up the throngs to allow you, seeing that you share that value. Now, I'm not going to ask for a deception check, because I feel like this is something that you're really composing yourself over. If it is a deception, I'd rather play out the scene naturally.
I feel like me and you have many things in common. A lot of our lives have been taken away. Those close of us have been ruined by what has been happening in this city. I declare, well, I leave to you possibility of a possible friendship between us. And I ask of you what I need to offer in terms of finding out who has been making my people suffer.
Make the tether absolute. Bind yourself to me, and power will be yours, and a friendship forged. Understand this. I will destroy the guild. I will destroy the S and SU. And the forgotten will be remembered. Now, you guys can sort of like subscribe to hearing this. So if you guys want to hear this and replay off, you can. Unless unless you wish this to be a hushed conversation.
No, I mean, there's
It's
no
open?
reason for this to be
Great.
hidden. Yeah.
Hells yeah.
I mean, this is amongst those who've been damned and by those who have been helping me. I mean, I
You can
want that reporter to get a Pulitzer guaranteed.
Yeah, you can see Morgan right now. She's just like talking under her breath into the Vox recorder. Boris passes by her. She side eyes him just to see what his expression's like. What's Boris's expression like? Has he been given his freedom?
Boris has been fine with just walking away. He's been brought back to life. He's been given his freedom. He's not tied in favor to this thing anymore. He immediately paid his debt.
Yeah.
And he was leaving. But then he saw Felix walk past him the other way with determination and flame, and stopped at the entrance with his back to the chamber that we're in, and just listened to the interaction between Felix and the others. So Boris is just standing ready to leave, but hasn't left yet. He's just standing with his back to everybody.
Monica. Dan.
Monica would feel some kind of responsibility towards old mate Morgan, just because, you know, she is a company word pig and we have to protect her.
You won't get in.
So I'm gonna have my hand in my clutch on my massive Dirty Harry pistol, and kind of like put my arm around Morgan and trying to usher her back the way we came. So it's like, hey, we just got to report this. Like the reports. I'm sure the reporting is great, but we also need to. We got to report this.
We need to go now. Gift fish finger horse in the mouth. We should go.
Yep. All good. Very good. Excellent journalism. Win your sleeve.
Come on, let's go. All right, Dan, we should get out of here right now.
Yeah, Dan didn't say that that he stops when the horde gets in front of him.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, Dan is not stopping. Dan is also like a good human body size above everyone else's height. And they are welcome with their rotting corpses to try and stop me from going and putting a hell of a lot of hurt on this shepherd guy.
Right. So I'm going to say I need a target challenge from you. What's the athletics for this world?
The athletics. It's athletics, yeah.
Okay, give me an athletics check to pass through. It is going to be hard. I'm going to set it as a DC 14. Let's get spicy.
Could I not simply destroy them as I'm moving through them?
We would flee into combat.
I feel as though that's the direction Dan is going. Because Dan doesn't view these people as
that's fine.
People.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I'm okay with that.
Like, I mean, I'll still try to get through them because ultimately he's my goal, and I don't want to spend all my time like fighting.
Hit that combat music.
Yeah. Okay, so boom.
We're gonna do some combat description.
Yeah, there's 4. All right, so yeah, Dan is at the is pretty much where the where these zombies and undead happen to be with the ghosts and the spirits. And Dan just leads in with like this big fisherman fist, just uppercuts the first zombie that he sees, and is just starting to, you know, basically just ham fist his way as close as he can through the crowd towards him. The statement that you know, you are our guest and stuff like that is like, oh, I'm going to enjoy knocking you down from your big and pointy seat, you colossal jerk.
I love it. As flesh, bone, and long lost viscera flies off in all directions as you see this explosion happen. Felix, you would be up on the podium at this point and you would see this in the background. How do you react to this?
Well, seeing Dan start throwing fists. Well,
You see, there's something that me and my Uncle Dan have in common. After you lose something, you can't get it back. And I don't like how you're treating my family. And I pull out my concealable ice pick.
Let's go!
Go and smash it into him.
Hells yeah!
Part of the body I can.
All right. So where are you aiming? Where were you aiming exactly?
I would have loved to go for the skull because that's my specialty.
The ice pick comes straight to the temple with a sickening thwack. In the background, you see more corpses start to explode under the blows of Dan's burly arms and whatnot. You also see the three that were retreating in the background. So what's everyone else doing? Are you guys getting out of here now? You're seeing combat's kicking off?
No, I just turn. With the sound of gravel.
Yeah.
My head turns around 180 degrees to just watch the thing going on behind.
Morgan just starts to like drift back and forth, seeing that. She stables herself, and she goes to her side, and she gets out what looks like a pistol. You hear it start to like load up, and she cocks it.
Yeah,
my shoulders will then follow, and the rest of my torso just on the way, all the way down, like a rubber band that's been turned and then just slowly released. The whole thing.
Hells yeah!
All the way down until I'm turning around again.
Hey Boris, it's just honestly, for like the last 2 hours, seeing you do anything is just awful. And she gets her gun, and she's, I guess, are we above this crowd? Like is it like looking down at them?
You're like, it's like a mosh pit. You're standing at the back of this mosh pit.
Okay, cool. Mosh pit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look. I'll plant myself near this exit with a pistol ready to provide suppressing fire.
Hells yeah. As you guys take up your awesome battle poses, you flash back to with the ice pick inside the temple. The jaw goes slack and begins to hang, and as the eyes start to roll back in the head, and as they do, you start to hear this low screeching noise coming from the back of the gullet of the throat, and the light starts to beam through the mouth and through the eyes as well. The chamber begins to shake as well, and the soul stone that's held aloft starts to spin as well, and that is where we're going to leave tonight's session, and we'll pick back up next week with what happens next. Guys, I want to thank everyone that came out to watch the story tonight. I want to thank my players for playing tonight as well and telling awesome stories and awesome descriptions. It was an absolute blast. What we're going to do is we're going to throw it up to Dag, and Dag's going to sign us out, because while I might be hosting, it is Dag's channel, and he will know what we need to do to get out of here. But yes, thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining. And thank you again to our special guest GM for this 3-part Through the Breach series, which we have entitled Malifaux, A New Era, the dreaded GM. Thank you, my friend. This was absolutely a wonderful time. Guys, joining us today are a cadre of some of the most amazing performers that you will find in the internet space. Let me introduce you again to none other than my dear friend, Detective Tato, a wonderful and amazing horror game streamer and voice actor extraordinaire who played the role of Felix. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. As well, a powerhouse in and unto himself is none other than Robert Hartley, GM, master and brainchild behind the Viva la Dirt League D&D series, as well as D&D Logic. If you have not checked out these series, please go do yourself a favor, watch these shows. And of course, joining us is the indomitable Matthew Perkins, the wonderful and incredible mind behind the Matthew Perkins Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel, as well as Twitch channel, where they discuss all manner of aspects of D&D. And there is a may or may not be a video coming out, apparently. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe it could be a thing. This is a thing. You should go follow it. Find out. Is there a video? I mean, who knows? The only way to find out is to go to the YouTube channel, Matthew Perkins, and give it a follow. That's the only way you'll find it. Only way is to subscribe to his YouTube channel right now. That's it.
Hell's yeah.
And of course, the dreaded GM what can I say about this human being, apart from the fact that this is one of the largest, fluffiest, and most gracious hosts of any game that I have to run. You can find him over on the Dreaded GM's channel, hosting a myriad of amazing games, including, of course, Module Mondays, in which they are fighting against none other than Storm Kings with another massive group, fortunate enough to call this man a GM. And I am Dag. I'm Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my face. This is my place. I hang out here. I do D&D stuff, as well as other TTRPGs, such as Through the Breach. We will be back next week because we are doing a back-to-back. So next week we're back for the finale of the Through the Breach 3-parter, and then the following week we will be back to Sirens and Silver. So do stick around, come and enjoy, because this will be a doozy of a ride next week. We are now going to sign off, but as we do, we'd like to give a special shout out to our two sponsors for the show. The first of all, Hero Forge, for the wonderful artworks you can see on screen. Type !HF to go and make your own Hero Forge mini today, because...
What was the slogan? It was like, go forge your heroes, today.
Go forge your heroes today.
I think that was it.
It was a good one. It was a good one. Mac clipped it. Really so, yes, thank you. And, of course, the second sponsor to our channel, probably the most important sponsor to my channel, and that is you guys. Thank you so much for spending the time of day, for being a part of the community, and for coming and hanging out. Now, we are going to go and raid none other than our dear friends over at Crit and Miss. Crit and Miss are a great group of streamers we've had the fortune of playing with on multiple occasions. Most recently, I believe, around Jasper's Game Day, we got to hang out and talk and do cool things. So we're going to go send our love over on their channel. They're currently playing some D&D, so we're going to go and send some love there. Be sure to rack out all those raid emotes wherever you've got them, whether it's from Rob's channel, my channel, Bond's channel, or even Matt's channel. Throw them out there. Let them know that they're loved.
Dred's channel. Don't forget me.
Dred's channel. Sorry.
Oh, wait, did you get mad as well? It's fine.
I don't know. I don't know numbers.
There's a lot of us here.
There's a lot of us here. Okay?
Rob,
calm down.
Crunch those numbers.
7.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good. All right. Go to the thing.
Also,
And guys, I canceled my raid for some reason.
That's fine.
We try again. We're going to do it again.
Round two.
Thank you very much, guys. Until we meet again, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying.
Die trying.
Bye.
Bye.